Hello, YouTube. This is day 3, vlog number 3, and I am Bryce Tippner, the Entrepreneurial Optimist, coming to you from Medellin, Colombia, my new home. Originally from Portland, Oregon, first 41 years of my life. Last 2 have been here in Medellin with my awesome family, my wife and 2 sons, and we love it. It's an awesome place. But as I said in the last vlog, number 2, I wanted to talk about how I found a place of peace in being an entrepreneur and having an entrepreneur's life. Because it can be very challenging, it can be very disconcerting at times, and there are no guarantees. Just like in life anyway, if you have a job with someone, you're not guaranteed that job. You're not guaranteed anything in life. So, I wanted to say is how I found peace in my life within that, and isolated from results and situations of where my life is at. 2 main things right now that I do, I'll just cut to the chase and give you the conclusion of the story, and that is I try to meditate every day, and I run. I run a lot. I really believe in exercise. The mind-body connection is incredibly important, and when your body is relaxed and energy is expelled, it really helps with anxiety. And where there is a void of anxiety, you can find peace. And that's what I think I have kind of found. I wanted to talk about how I got there and some of the life events that brought me to that place, because it actually came out of some difficult places in life. And I, as I've stated before, I call them inflection points. And again, currently we might be heading towards an inflection point, and I want to document that and share that with other struggling entrepreneurs, because we now live here. Our whole income is based upon our jewelry company. Before we left Portland, my wife had a wonderful paying job at a bank, and that was, I would say, a crutch. It was definitely the way that we had stability in our lives financially and for a household. But in moving here, we walked away from that. We walked away from that certainty on a monthly basis, and so we're out there too. We're hanging out there. We're, like I said in earlier ones, we're living month to month. We now just have enough out. I found out that we got the next 2 months covered, and so I will cover that as we go along, and I will keep you apprised of our situation. But right now we are transitioning from a brick and mortar wholesale manufacturer to brick and mortar model to more of an online entity, and granted it takes all of those things to make it, but we're a little bit late to the party to get the online going. So that is part of our journey, and we've had a few orders the last few days through our retail site online. So that's been positive. That's a good sign to maybe for things to come and for it to build, and so we'll see. I just wanted to get that out there and tell you guys where we're at with that. So real quick, what happened in life that got me to be able to rest in a place of peace, or at least be able to have enough objective mindset, or as they say, the observer mind, to observe my life and watch the hard times occur, go by, and how I cope with that anxiety and what I can do with that and where do I put it. So the first thing in my life that happened was in 1983. I was 8 years old, and my parents got a divorce, and so that for me was a giant shakeup of what I considered to be my life, my identity, my person, my world at the age of 8. And so that was the first big slam to what I thought of as reality, I thought of as myself, I thought of as my journey, I identified with. So then the next one was in high school. I basically, this is going to be kind of interesting to admit, but I experimented highly with, I wouldn't say when you experimented, I used it as a tool, psychedelics. And at that time too, coincided with very fortuitously, meditation. I taught myself how to meditate at the age of 16. I read a book called How to Meditate, and it taught me some basic skills. And so those episodes, or those times that I had actually used psychedelics, it was also a big break. It taught me that there are definitely other viewpoints outside of myself, within myself, that can be explored, and that the solidity of reality that we think is solid isn't so solid. There are it can be plastic, it can be shaky, and call that mental health, call that a delve into mental health, and what it is and its intricacies. I will say, yeah, hell yeah. Definitely, I know my brain very well from that time, through some bad times and a lot of great times, and a lot of self-analysis and introspection. Even at the age of 16, 17, I was doing some of that work back then, and that's what I also want to encourage. Entrepreneurs and maybe a younger person, and it's neat because a lot of the other guys are talking about this now finally, and that is being self-aware, knowing who you are, knowing what makes you who you are, and to do some of that work, you've got to go inside. You got to say, well, what makes me tick? What were my parents like? Who are my friends like? What information happened to me? What life events happened that was difficult? What shapes my psyche and makes me who I am, and why do I do the things I do? Why do I think the way I think? And you're going to just have to do some of that work and go in and go deep, and even analyze your parents and see what them as human beings and individuals, and where did they come from? What did their parents give them? What shortcomings and personality quirks did they give you? And so you'll have to look at that too. So I did a lot of that work back then, and that sure helped break from the attachment of events and reality. The other one was in 2009, and I will get into this in the next one as a cautionary tale to all you alpha males, alpha females, entrepreneurs, go, 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 that you can break yourself. And I did. I broke myself. I pushed it too hard and got up way too early and pushed too hard all day long. I would literally run from point to point in my house to get things done. And I had a major medical episode that culminated in a grand mal seizure while driving my car with my 1-year-old in the back seat. Thank goodness somehow I got the car stopped, and I'll cover this tomorrow in day 4 of vlog. But it woke me up. It woke me up for sure. I went home the next week. I hired another employee because I was doing the work of 2 employees and a maid and a stay-at-home dad and a business owner, and it didn't work out well. But it taught me to, it slowed me down and just said you can't do everything. So that was another break and an inflection point in life that that woke me up and made me more self-aware and to slow down. The next situation, the next episode was the Great Recession. When you lose your house and you lose your German car that's really nice, and you lose these things that you identify with and become to self-identify with, you can become lost. And it was a great wake-up call to return to some things that I had earlier personified, of some of my self-awareness, some of my meditation, going within. And that was a big break, which culminated into returning pretty heavily and going to a daily meditation in 2015. And I upped my running. That's where I rekindled a deep love of running, and actually ran 5 full marathons with under 12 months in 2015, going into 2016. So that was a big life change. So there was those events, and then the final straw to push away from my attachment of my reality and my world and results was the move here to Medellin. Is selling everything. We gave away, I want to say, 75% of our stuff. Then we shipped another 15% and sold 10%. So that when you do that, when you watch your life dissolve in front of you, that you identify with, and your things go away, and you break it down to the very minimum, that is an interesting place. So I guess I just wanted to say to the other entrepreneurs out there struggling, is that don't hang on too much to everything and what is happening to you. You need to hold it loosely, observe your life, be more detached and not so present. Another topic I really want to delve into is mindfulness. What am I thinking? Why am I thinking it? And do I need to be thinking it? That kind of self-awareness is critical to being an entrepreneur. You need to know yourself and very well and what makes you tick, and you also need to have coping mechanisms on how to deal with the anxiety of being an entrepreneur and being your own boss and trying to carve your own course. So that is another goal of this podcast vlog and this YouTube channel, is that I just want to talk to other entrepreneurs that are in the fight right now and that haven't seen the other side, because I've seen the other side somewhat. I felt comfortable. Money hadn't been a problem. It is now, and we did it to ourselves on purpose for this adventure, and to come down here and try to find not necessarily a better life, a different life, a more detached life, more mellow life. And we found it. But in that, we are still in the good fight to get on the other side of some financial struggle. And if we don't get there, that's okay. We'll just keep moving and living and being optimistic, because that's what we are. I've always been optimistic, and I'm sitting here today in Medellin on a beautiful day talking to you. All right. So next time, I'm going to get into what happened, my medical episode, and how being a type A go alpha male broke me. And to not do that to yourself, and to lighten up and be more patient and slow down and let things unfold and not push things to be. All right, well, thank you. This was day 3, vlog 3, and I'm trying to do these in one take. So if I say a lot, and if I have a lot of maybe pauses for thoughts, bear with me, because I'm not going to edit these down. I'm just going to record them and throw them out there. All right, thanks for watching. If you like it, please. And if you feel like it, please subscribe. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.